What is up, guys? We got Troy and Ed here. Heck yeah. All right. And we are following up from building a directory as of last week. All right. And here's what Troy said last time, right? He said, hey, you can make it do a whole bunch of really cool things, but let's just make it do the thing that it's meant to be. Like, let's just build the thing. All right. And so for me, I have been building the thing. That's what I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah. And so here's what's crazy is I have my whole audience is no joke for probably the last 8 years. I've been marketing to stay-at-home dads, right? That's who I've in my brain is who I talk to as stay-at-home dads that want to make an income from behind the computer, just like me, right? However, recently I'm switching my audience because, hey, at least for this time being, right? I'm gearing up to make sure that this product works. Right? I don't want to release a directory if nobody is interested in signing up. Like the actual people that I would be reaching out to, if they're not interested in actually signing up, like what is the point of doing all this? Right? And so here's one of the things. One of my favorite terms is a marketing term that I've created. It's called PCM. Okay. It's called PCM, post, comment, message. All right. It's just that 3-step process. And that 3-step process is literally how I've built a business on the internet. Okay. Like that's entirely the whole way I get people from the internet, from social media to my website is I post a piece of content asking a simple yes or no question. It's a little thing that most of the time, right? So here's what I asked. On my social media, I asked, anyone know any holistic health providers that can use some free marketing? Okay, and it says, I'm working on a new website to help holistic care providers connecting with clients for them online. And I screenshotted what I'm creating, right? And then I said, this will be a free directory that I'm building for my wife and her awesome clients. Okay, so here's what I've done, is I created that, and that post has 19 comments already on it. Well, here's what's really cool. It's a free directory, but here's what's happening is people are actually reaching out to me and saying, hey, I see that you guys help marketing with these agencies, like with health professionals. This is what I need help with. And they're literally reaching out to me, like wanting help with this exact thing. Well, I mean, I don't even have an audience of health professionals. And I have people tagging health professionals on my post, because they're going to get free marketing. Okay. So that whole little process of us, right? I could show you, I'll share like my screen with Facebook so you guys can see this little process of full PCM. All right. Because we want to post something. We want to comment on every single one of these comments, right? So you can see I did this whenever I had a free master class on how to scrape directories. Look, all I did was post a comment and I commented on every single comment. If you see it, Austin over here, we were just talking about Austin a few seconds ago. He said, yes, he wants the product, right? We have Emmanuel, yes, right? We have a whole bunch of people that just say, yes, I'm in. Yes, that's all we want. We want to ask a question that gets people to raise their hand and say yes. That's it. So how do we market our directory? Like we're starting from scratch. So here's the thing. If you notice, I've been talking to like a total different audience member. I'm not talking to health professionals. So all of a sudden I ask, anyone know a health provider? I'm asking if anyone knows one. You don't have to be one. So other people are going to tag the people that they know. And all of a sudden they're going to get free, right? What's the greatest word to other people's ears and everyone's ears? Free, right? So what's the best word to market? If we could leverage free as much as we possibly can in our marketing, we should. And here's the thing. Does that mean the directory is only free and we're not going to make money from it? Absolutely not. That's a terrible idea, right? Like that is a terrible idea. I am not trying to do that. Like absolutely not. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We have a free thing though that we've created, because the cost, here's the cost of somebody adding a database line to our database table is less than a fraction of a penny. Like we can't even track that. It's untrackable that it's so cheap that it's free. Our $32 a month for Bubble hosting software covers whatever cost it is for a doctor to get listed on it. So we give it to them for free. It costs us nothing. However, we're going to build a platform that they could get promoted and we have featured listings. Okay. Our whole business is, this is going to be, if you want to be on the top, just like if you want to be on Google, you got to pay for it, right? Afterwards, if you want more help, we offer services, website building services and other things, right? So here's what we do. We're created this free directory. We asked anybody if anyone knows, this will be a free directory. Well, if you look, everyone is starting to comment now. Look at it. Paul, I own a Reiki practice. I am one. Caber Williams, I have a holistic spa. This guy said, follow my advice, because I'm talking to my marketing buddies and he's like, dude, this is a great marketing idea. Why aren't you doing it? I'm like, this is a great marketing idea. I'm going to do this. Right. And so Aaron's really intelligent, right? I'm going to like it. Right. So, and then this Jennifer, I have a sports massage therapy. These people all need clients. All of them. Well, how convenient if I'm a marketer that helps these people get clients. I also build websites. We also do logos. We also do branding. We also do a lot of things that can help these clients in particular. So all of a sudden I have how many leads? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's guy's not a lead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 leads. 9 leads on one post. 9 potential customers on my post. Well, what else would this person has a holistic spa? A holistic spa, like you have to like have a physical building for a spa. Like this is the owner and she has a holistic spa and she wants to get listed on my directory. She's used to spending thousands and thousands of dollars in her business. You have to have a spa. Like, dude, she has to have a jacuzzi. Like, it's not a spa without a jacuzzi, right? Like that costs money. Right. So like as somebody selling something to them, like this is, dude, I have a whole bunch of people of my customers raising their hand. I haven't even created the product yet. It's not even fully done. And I have people that are willing to say, hey, I need help. So this is leads. So I created a post. Then all of these people are commenting. Well, if you notice, I'm commenting back on these comments. And some of them I'm going to say, I'm going to say, I'm going to send you a link to sign up when ready. That's what I'm commenting. Because here's what happens. Whenever I comment on this post, every single person that's ever commented on this post, it's now going to push it to the top of the feed on Facebook. They're going to see this post again. So they're going to be reminded of this. Just a few seconds ago, Paul Anthony Scott just got a notice on his phone, just like an email blast, a notice on his phone that he literally just got a message from Jeff. So now he's going to be reminded of this post. So now I'm able to bring him back to this post. This is the entrance of my entire marketing process. Next, you see how I said I'm going to send you a link when sign up when ready? I'm going to send them a link. Well, guess what I'm going to send them a link to? A sales process. It's a free product because it's a free directory, right? But the entire thing that we're building this for is to be able to bring these people in, ask Paul what he needs most. He's going to tell us he needs a logo and branding, and he's going to tell us he needs marketing. And then I'm going to sell him a logo and branding and a website and marketing. And then I'm going to offer him my AI team. And then it's all through this process of what we have to offer these clients. Now I'm just targeting directly holistic health professionals because that's my wife's niche, and they pay very well. Somebody asked the other day, why do you guys choose to talk to these guys? Dude, doctors don't flex their money. They literally went to school for a long time. They don't flex their money, but they have a lot of money. So crazy. Literally, they pay their invoices on time. They don't complain. They understand. They hire people all the time. It's not abnormal. They understand the employee-doctor relationship. They get it. Find people that are willing to pay for you. Like I literally have some people that are like, well, my customer won't pay that. Dude, switch your customer. Literally, just change your customer and have a business. This business that we have right here pays for 90% of our life, if not more, way more, right? Like because all the stuff that I do is that's just pure extra, right? Like my AI team and all that stuff. Like the website building, the Aspire Builder, the all that stuff, that pays for everything. Okay. So This is the agency part of our business. So this is essentially a lead magnet for our entire agency. Well, as a marketer, I want to provide leads for that, but I also want to be able to make it where I can sell a product here. So here's what we did. This is what we actually been creating. Inside of all this, I'm building this inside my AI team. Okay. So this is my new directory that I'm going to be making it so you guys can use really, really easy. All right. All you have to do with this code soon, you can see where I have this code. You just have to take this code and you just have to fork it, and you're going to say, make this directory for me, this business. And now you're going to be able to switch it all with your information. So I'm trying to lay down the foundation so we can have a fantastic custom directory, and you're going to be able to like completely use this whole thing. Okay. So here's what I've done is this is a holistic health provider. This is ours. This is just the main page. I just need to start getting stuff up to start being able to connect all the data. Okay. So here we have like the main page. This is where they can all this is like the home page. Then we're going to have like a search. This main search page is essentially going to be like the thing that they're going to be like top doctors. Okay. So this page needs to be top 25 doctors, 25 holistic health providers in boom, Las Vegas, right? And this word Las Vegas is going to be dynamic for us. All right, so that is going to be a part of in our database. Okay, so please update. All right, so this is how I'm coding this entire project. Is I'm going back and forth with the AI like this, and I'm just telling it update it like this. And it's literally updating the code for me. So here now we have the actual sign-up process. So this is the actual sign-up process where they're actually getting listed for free. Okay. So they come here, Holistic Health Provider, get listed on our 100% free directory. Don't miss an incredible opportunity to grow your practice at no cost. Free to get listed only for holistic health providers. I'm calling them out. I'm calling exactly who I want this on here. All right. They're creating an account right here, and then they click join for free. Then they go up here to set up your profile. Okay. Here's what I've been doing. I've been going through a whole bunch of websites online to try to find the best ones that have the process of signing up. And I've combined them all into the ones I like the best. All right. So here's what we have is set up your profile, your provider profile. You could set up your business name, your address, your website, everything here, your specialties. So they'll be able to set this all up here. Accepts insurance, yes, no, Medicare, new patients, practice type, online or physical. So it's like a step-by-step process with this. They could go back if they need. They could click on this. Super clean. All this is custom coded. All of this inside my AI team. All right, so then I could hit next. They could have languages, add social links, telemedicine, and then check out this. Additional services from LC Design Company. I literally enhance your online presence with our partner digital marketing agency, LC Design Company. They offer the following services, and then they could check which ones they want, and then they could get approved. So this is right where I'm like setting this all up now. And so they could say, hey, I want these extra things. And then I'm going to follow up with those extra things with them. Okay. Then on the next page, we have, boom, choose your plan. Nailed it. This is how we get money. All right. We sell featured premium listings. Okay. So 100% basic. If they choose the free one, they could choose a basic listing, 100% free. Or they could upgrade $47 a month, or they could have a premium $297 for the whole year. And now we have our product of how we're monetizing this is like free money for us, just for them to be in the top spot of featured providers. That's it. Whenever somebody searches on top Las Vegas, right? Discovered Las Vegas best holistic health providers, top 25 health providers, they're going to have their top ones up here. They're going to be featured as they featured, and then it will be the rest of the 25 that we find in Las Vegas. Right? So this whole process, and all we have to do in our database is whenever they purchase this product, it automatically checks that they bought it and now they're featured. It's a simple little checkbox, yes or no, that they get. And now they're featured. So for us on the back end, after we set all these up, after we have this whole system in place My goal is to make it easily, super easy for us to be able to connect everything in this into Bubble. Okay, so this is our Bubble pages. You can see I've come in here and I set up our provider, like our index. Every single one of these pages is just a page in Bubble with an HTML embed. I'm literally embedding the entire HTML code into Bubble right here from my AI team. So my AI team, we have this view code right here. All I'm doing is hitting copy code, and I'm taking this and I'm embedding this right into Bubble. That's it. Bam. And now if I hit preview, I literally have my entire site right here. The entire thing. And so we're able to integrate anything that we create into Bubble. Anything that we create. So here's what's cool is one is, does this directory work organically? That means, do people actually even want to get listed on these things? That's what I wanted to know. That's why you have to post comments, post a message, and actually create something and ask the simple question. Anyone want to get listed for free? That's it. For free, or for like, just ask the question. And then do people say yes or no? And then if they say yes, then whenever you send them a link, then you send a link to get signed up. The next thing is, we want to know, will people buy the premium? That's the next question. Once we get this all fully set up, will people buy the paid? And what I'm seeing with other websites, yeah, people are buying the paid. My wife suggested this price. I was at $97 a month. But hey.
So this is built with my AI team, put on Bubble. Is anything to do with Aspire Builder at this point?
No.
I think because right where I see kind of a gap is from your Facebook posts, getting interest, and then getting their information to contact them easily, right? So you can do this on a larger scale. You're going to have to go back. You're going to have to figure out who commented. Somehow you're going to have to maybe manually keep track of that. A lot of people will ask, hey, you know what, comment this below and I'll DM you. So then you DM them, and you could DM them a link that might be for some sort of a quiz, a questionnaire form, or it could go to a funnel that you build on Aspire that then you would more easily be able to, when it's ready, send out the information to them and say, hey, look, blah, 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 blah. You might even kind of be able to prep them because to see what's coming, right? That Aspire that you would be doing through Aspire Builder.
Yeah.
So you kind of almost warm them up a bit. Who knows? They might even jump to want to do those other offerings before you actually have the directory finished itself. What I had thought about, and I'm not sure if you mentioned it, is to bring them in, and I think that I had mentioned it last week, is you could do this, scrape all this information for the free listing, put it into this for them, and then ask them to go back and make sure it's correct. When you go back to make sure it's correct, maybe they have to do a login and they have to create some more info or something, right? To be able to say, hey, okay, author. So those are a couple little additional steps to kind of make sticky or automate or smooth out that gap between interest to actually engagement.
That's a great idea. So this is the page that I have. That's the actual profile of the doctor, right? So this is the page that I'm working on here. And now what we could do is we could add a claim this profile, you know, like add a claim this profile button if this profile is theirs, not claimed. So essentially what we could do is, you're right, we could do where we are scraping the data and then have it where they claim this profile, then sign in and all that stuff like that. Like, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that you don't that you give them the basics so that they have reason to upgrade. Like, hey, look, this is your, your platinum profile is right here, your gold profile is right here, your silver profile is right here for free. And then that gives them reason. One thing I just thought of, which I think Realtor does and some people do, I think Yelp even, is with the phone number, right? Is so it's usually for analytics that they'll say, hey, look, it's going to go through our number, but it goes to you. And this is so that you can see the analytics of everything. So that's the reason they give. But it's just making me think something else. I don't have a clear idea just yet, but if it's free and then it wasn't actually their number, so that you're not being bypassed, but then maybe they would pay to have their actual number listed if that bothers them. Otherwise, there are ways in which you would just be able to reroute through different numbers and track analytics. That's so that you can often track what they might owe you, or you'd have a record of any sales that came through you to them.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. I was actually thinking about something like that. You see how like they have the website too, and even the share and even the page view. Essentially, we could track page views. Like we could track, I could almost make it where this custom coded, where essentially when they click on this link, it sends a trigger to an API that says it was clicked,
Yeah. Or maybe you just have you have a holistic health provider's subdomain for each one of these URLs.
Yeah.
That then would just, they'd click on it, maybe it wouldn't be theirs. This is all just kind of a gateway sort of thing. That might be the extra work that we talked about last week. That's not necessary, but that you may want to consider for your long-term plan. Right now we just wanted to get the baby to church, want to get get it up and running, and then tweak it oftentimes as you find people need it, or what they want or what they don't want. Next thing you know, you could be doing something totally different than you ever thought of, because you never thought of it until you talked to them.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I've been basically doing, is trying to get to the baby to the church. Exactly what you said. So trying to make it where this whole thing just works, where I could send this to where someone could sign up and I could see their listing. That's it.
Right.
Like, super simple.
Yeah. So, what I love is you had said, because this is something I've often thought about, is just creating a framework that could be used for anything, right? This is just a list lead data platform that is basic Craigslist. Like you hear me mention that all the time because that's the first thing I think of. But just the basics that just does what it needs to do and makes money.
That's it. Like, how does it make money? We sell premium listings, $47 or $297 a year. You know what I mean? Super cheap. It's super easy. You get one client, you paid it off. You know what I mean? Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's maybe 2-3 weeks ago, before we talked last week, I thought of it a real simple way, but you'll get the idea. Basically, is, and I'll try to, maybe should have wrote it down, but the point is this: is instead of building, right? Maybe it was when you started talking about doing all the building and the coding. Is I'm just like, just build it and let it make money for you, rather than, so many people, I feel like, just they feel like busyness is success, doing is success. I'm like, no, constantly needing to do shit is not success to me. It's like, do something. So just build something and then let that do stuff for you so that you can do whatever you want. So that's, you see these people with a huge brand and they're always out everywhere, and I'm going, yeah, that's great, but really, what are you making after you realize your time and all the money you have to put in for all these people doing all this extraneous stuff? Just build something simple and let that just churn money, and all you have to do is kind of maybe update it as technology adjusts. So I like where we're going with all of this.
Me too. Yeah, me too. And here's what we could do too is as they go through this process, we absolutely can connect it to Aspire Builder or whatever our CRM is to send these leads over to that platform too.
Yeah.
You know, so now we could actually follow up accordingly, you know, because you're right. Like basically what I was going to do is there's 3 steps of this process. One is there's set up your create the user, right? So the user has to come in and sign up. Then 2, it's set up your profile. Now they have to set up this profile and to pick a plan. If they don't pick a plan and create this profile, well, they haven't got set up yet. And then the last one is because I want, hey, like, here's what you get, you know? So essentially I'm going to be selling them what they're going to get on those. And then the very last one is after they sign up and they purchase, now here's what else we could offer you. This is LC Design stuff, right? So now here's your websites, here's your logos, here's your brand, here's how to do a webinar, right? And we're teaching them how to do whatever we're going to be offering them. And we're their marketing agency is the idea. And so,
and you know what, at the same time, you're selling people, not just them, but the people like say me or anyone else that wants to build a directory. You're like, hey, look, scrape, build the directory, and then and then sell to the clients. But then at that same time, as you're sharing that training to somebody, say like me, then comes the need for me to also need LC Design stuff and the Aspire Builder, right? You're like, oh, okay, now you could let me teach you how to do what I do. Now you need what I use to do. So it's all a big economic circle. It's awesome.
yeah, it costs a lot of money to hang out with me, sure.
That's usually how it starts. Then you make a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm going with this. I feel like we're getting to the point where one, we have the leads ready. We have people ready for this product, which is check 1, right? Step 2 is now the product needs to get built. Now this is where we're making sure this onboarding process is looking good. Our back end is connected and it's all just set up. Step 3 is making sure that after it, we just continue marketing this thing, right? I'm going to hand it to my wife and her team. And you're right, it's set up. I do like that my wife is more consistent with, because I'm the guy that does everything all the time and 100 things. But I love building stuff, right? Like, I loved being able to figure out how I was able to connect stuff with this. Like this was a fantastic project so far.
Yeah, I think it's great. The only thing, like it mentioned, that I would do next is, you know, so that you could post every day or two, you know, those sort of question sorts of things is DM. And then through the DM sharing a link, either, you know, a chat bot through like a mini chat type of thing, or, you know, there's AI chat bots through mini chat, that sort of thing, or just a simple, you know, URL that would take them to your Aspire Builder lead gen or qualification sort of info, so that they could then be housed, you know, somewhere, so that, and build a list that you could update regularly.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's basically what you just said is that's the last part in the message, right? So we have post, comment, and message. The message isn't here. The message is me actually messaging that guy, you know, Paul, and sending him a message and saying, here's the sign up link.
There you go.
They're going to go through this process. What we're going to do is the way that we're going to talk to Aspire Builder is pretty much the way I'm talking to this whole thing. This entire sign up process, this entire software is built in the back end workflows of Bubble. So essentially, I'm not connecting and building normally how Bubble builds, where I build the front end and I'm dragging. Like, no joke, I was working on that for hours. And I was like literally dragging and dropping, and I was building the header. And I'm like, dude, this is so long. And I was like, this is going to take forever. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to legit try my AI team for this whole project. And that's where I've been using this.
What is, I know that I forget, but remind me or think about why go through Bubble rather than Aspire Builder?
So Aspire Builder, what we're going to use Aspire Builder for, because it's not like we're not going to use Aspire Builder. What we're using Bubble for is Bubble is a database. So Bubble has two things. Bubble has a login where we can log in and authenticate a user. And then we also have where Bubble can create a database. So here's what it is. You see how we have this page right here? Aspire Builder now, here, the benefit of having like something in Aspire Builder is going to be more our marketing tool. So when you kind of said like how I could have built this page right here in Aspire Builder.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But Aspire Builder doesn't keep a database?
It does, but it's just customer database, right? So it's just customer records. Not all data is customers. Now, this is what I mean, right? So Aspire Builder, it's just customer database. Well, what happens if I want to build a directory? Well, the directory doesn't allow me to show my customers. Does that make sense to the world? It's just a database for my customers. It's more of a CRM, customer relationship management.
Right.
Now, a database is strictly different. You see how this one is able to have like a Dr. Jane, and then we have a Dr. Jane profile, and we can actually view that whole information.
Right.
Well,
I guess I'm thinking is that initial step of sign up, bringing them in, and I would think that you could do that through a Aspire Builder template, and then from there feed them back into the back end of Bubble database through an API or something. Are you not able to do it that way? So you don't have to build that first step stuff through Bubble that's already in Aspire Builder. So you could just kind of use that template and then funnel it, because you just said you went through all these steps to kind of create this on Bubble, when I feel like something very similar is on Aspire Builder already.
And you're going to need that for their custom. You're going to need that for the marketing part anyways.
So it wouldn't be that much easier.
Well, no, you're going to need Aspire Builder for the marketing part.
Right.
So it would be extremely beneficial.
You see where I'm going? Maybe I'm making it confusing. Just some of the stuff because when I first looked at this, I was like, oh, he built it on Aspire Builder. Wait, he built it on Bubble. Well, then I'm going, couldn't something similar? I don't know the ins and outs. That's why I ask. And maybe because you have to do part of it already on Bubble, there's probably certain steps that you can't get the same data or not simply transfer it over. And maybe it's not as customizable on Aspire Builder. So it's just, if you're going to do some work on both, you might as well just, keep speaking the same language and keep it on Bubble and use them separately. So I get that logic as well. I just wasn't sure if there might have been an easier way to not have to build some of these steps you built in Bubble and just do it in a Aspire Builder template and then funnel that information over after.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, because there's a lot of benefits of doing it like that, Troy. That does make a lot of sense. I'm just trying to think of where and why not. Why would I want what would be different? Because then it would handle all the checkout process. Like that handles all of the checkout process. Basically, what I was going to do with the checkout process is on the step 5. Is Stripe has it where you could add a link and then it pops up a little pop-up to, and then I was going to do that. However, in Aspire Builder, they kind of handle all the checkout process by itself.
And you know what? Then there might be ways, just like a lot of marketing leads funnels happen, is you put your credit card in for something, and then it's real easy just to do a bump on by checking, because that data is already there, and because there's so much already in Aspire Builder, that those bumps might be easier to do or make for the user through Aspire Builder than having to do it here. Because you get them to pay here, and then you try to say, hey, look, we also have these services. That's going to be a separate platform. Although I think you use Stripe there too. I'm just not sure if there might be some complications in connecting those two dots, where you just be able to just do an upsell if it was all within Aspire Builder.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I wonder, essentially this page would be the one that would be on Aspire Builder from there. That sign up process.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but I'm glad. Yeah, you can tell by how much you're thinking about this that I'm making some sense. So
Yeah.
if you're on Aspire Builder, you go through those steps. Any of that data just through an API maybe can be shared over the Bubble. And it's safer. And then, but then maybe the upsells would be easier here. I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking you. But
Yeah. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, I'm kind of lost, man. I mean, with databases, I don't know.
All right.
I mean, when he first started, just thought he was getting to the point that, like, you can create your own databases in your cPanel under your my SQL or whatever. But that's about as far as I've got is thinking about it.
Yeah.
Never really done my own database that's not just installed by the software automatically.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just thinking about Aspire Builder is a more UX friendly creation for people that don't need to know or want to know or do all the manual work on Bubble. So as easy as we could make it to work there and let all that data and info go over to Bubble and not have to get into that advanced work, so to speak, the better. But I do understand why Bubble could be better for security and maybe for some more advanced, setups. And maybe that's where we start thinking about it, like we had discussed, is it's good to have a bigger long-term vision, but not get the user lost in it or you yourself be lost in it as you're building it, but just have it there. So maybe Bubble exists in some way and there's a connection so that should and as we grow in a more detailed, advanced way, we have that as well. Make sense?
It does. Yeah.
So
essentially what we're doing is just separating our checkout and sales process from our database of because we still need the Bubble. We still do. Because it does host a different type of database, especially for what we're wanting to do.
yeah.
No,
what I just thought of, I guess as you get older or you as a parent, right, you just kind of go, gosh, you don't know, one day you're going to learn, my son, you don't know what I know. You haven't experienced what I experienced. And that's kind of like Bubble. Bubble knows all of this, right? But you just need your kid. You need Aspire Builder just to do the basics. You want it to be smart in its own way as it grows to learn and need what is accessible through Bubble.
Yeah.
So I'm getting, I guess, theoretical, philosophical.
Yeah. Now, here's what's cool is when we do have Bubble, here's what's really awesome. This is where we're going with this is you see how I have it's discover Las Vegas's best holistic health providers. This word, Las Vegas, is a dynamic keyword. So this is kind of what separates what we're doing versus why we're not just using WordPress, right? Like, could I use WordPress and do this super easy? Because I have built a directory on WordPress. Yes. But it doesn't give me the functionality that I'm trying to achieve. Do I want the sales process? Do I still need like some marketing campaign sent over? Yeah, I do. Like, I'll probably need it where I still need to send over the leads to Aspire. I think that's big. What we want with Bubble is if we go into this back end of Bubble and we have this right here where it says provider, it will dynamically display our provider here. So now we don't have to actually build thousands of pages. if we were to build a lot of this pages in like WordPress or something, we would actually have to build every single one of these pages. With Bubble, the cool thing is we have this database. So now I could go into app data and we have providers as our app data, and I could upload an entire CSV into here. And I could click this upload option and I could upload the entire CSV full of data.
Yeah.
And so this creates like a really powerful part. So I do like the idea of separating our sales process. I'm going to figure out that process and how to do that, because I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I think that would actually really be powerful.
Yeah, I think if there's a way, you would know, and it's you can kind of separate them in steps or stages, or I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
Yeah.
That's why we're putting our heads together. I can tell you one thing I just noticed and thought about that you're going to probably want to change, and is okay. Go to where it says Las Vegas's top providers. I think you're going to want to make this say discover the best holistic health providers in Las Vegas. That parentheses after the S, Las Vegas is. Now listen, my mom's office is Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty, which is an apostrophe after the S.
Yeah.
Now when and I'm trying to think of where, if it's within some URLs, there's certain times where that apostrophe after the S needs to be explained and it comes out wrong, and I think it's going to fuck with SEO.
Oh, very.
And so I would rephrase that to where you don't have that apostrophe, because otherwise, think about it, it's Chicago's, Tampa Bay's, these sorts of things. You use that word as pure as possible, Las Vegas, take that in parentheses out of it, and then just rephrase that.
Yeah, like this.
Because I've had it, I forget exactly where, but in all the work I've done with my mom's office, sometimes it has to. There's a way that it says hyphenated something. It's just way more than necessary. So I would eliminate that for sure.
Thank you for saying that. I racked it out. Yeah. I'm gonna update this one too. So.
Yeah, I forget where, and now that you've changed it, you won't realize where, but when I come across it in my and what I do with my mom's office and branding and URL and all that stuff, I'll screenshot it or share it with you, what it helps it. But it's one thing I wish I didn't have to deal with.
No, that's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, that definitely helps. And so, yeah, so this will be the page that displays all of them. And I've scraped enough that I'm able to feature pretty much top 25 in quite a bit. And so, or at least 25 providers in the holistic space based off scraping, so we have quite a bit of doctors that
until you grow. I'm not sure when you said 25, there might not be as much incentive to be listed in 25 if all you have is 75 in there, or however many. So I might do like top 10 is a pretty typical, or top 5, something you might want to play with. I do like the way it looks better when you put Las Vegas at the end. I think it just looks better too.
Yeah.
Discover best holistic health, and then city.
That's it, right? Like that's all we're doing is that Las Vegas. So now here's what I could do is I'm going to have a CSV of every city and state in the United States. And then I'm going to upload that to my database. And then all of a sudden we're going to get ranked for when you search those things. We're going to get ranked for best. All of a sudden, we're going to start getting ranked for this. This is what I discovered. Bubble ranks the database. That's the most powerful discovery I discovered with Bubble so far, is these words, instead of us creating a page, it literally dynamically will display best holistic provider in whatever our city is right here, city and state. And so we can literally upload all of those, and all we have to do is scrape our data and then upload our cities and states that we want to rank with. And then all of a sudden we're going to be ranking on those inside Google eventually, after Google picks up our site. And you can send Google a request to request your site. Bubble handles the entire. If we go into our settings right here and we go to SEO meta tags, this part right here, it says customize robot text, and then it says expose a sitemap. I'm going to click this, and then we're going to be able to click this, and then you see how it says this provider? This makes it all of our providers are now going to have their own page that Bubble or Google is going to see. And Google's now going to see our provider / their name. So you see how it says Holistic Doctor? It's going to say Holistic Doctor / Dr. Jane. And now we're going to rank for the doctor's names also, which is really why I started this, is because I wanted to rank for the doctor's name. Well, how else can we systematically rank for these? By the locations. And that's also where we could upload to our database. So that is kind of the process. And one, we could provide leads, or one, we could just make it where we're like, this is how we're selling, is basically this $297 a year is our product up front. And then we sell other products on the back end. So this is where we're going. Hopefully next Thursday, you guys will see this entire thing built out for it, where I'm actually signing people up. And then next we'll talk pretty much like what you said, Troy's connecting this into Aspire Builder. I believe what I'll do is the way we're going to connect it into Aspire Builder is we might just send the data from the back end. Kind of when they hit the login, we just have another step that sends the data over to Aspire. Or we might have it where Aspire sends the data over here. I'm not too sure. So we will.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to think about that and try both ways, because I see which one's easier and see which one's like, it might, because we eventually need these users in Aspire Builder anyways, it might make sense just to start them off in Aspire Builder, like you just said. So
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If you start off there, and then as they go down that road, more advanced, more options, more they want to, maybe the free or a basic level can be handled through Aspire Builder, but once they want to get into a larger level package, then they'll be led over to what's built on Bubble, where they can then maybe add videos or URLs or links or whatever it is, photos. So that would probably be better for that high level customer.
Yeah, I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna figure out what that looks like and see how that works and see how I like that process too. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're right.
And I'm glad you took that apostrophe out there. I'm telling you, I go like this. Oh man, gosh, I have to deal with this. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I hope to make this where it's easy enough at the end where I could set one of these things up in a week. That would be my dream goal. Like, because I know how powerful directories are. I've had them before. Like, I see that people are wanting it, and I don't even have an audience of health providers, like, let alone holistic health providers.
Just because I know about it, I'm thinking once you get this built, maybe I could discover the best real estate agents in Colorado Springs. Then you could also market to offices and recruiting, because people are always, there's a lot of things that, whether to what degree that I would use it like that, or I would still be more familiar with some of the bridges and connections that could apply to any profession as I go down that rabbit hole in my head.
Yeah. I love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because Ed has he has the renovations and like the drywall stuff. So like, how crazy would it be if just all of us have directories, man? That would be dope.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. See, and then there could be a way for all those directories to connect on the back end or refer, or that's how huge enterprise platforms are built, right? You just start with this basic, then next thing you know, you have 3 of them, and then you have 4 of them, then we connect those, and then we see how the data through Bubble now, because it would be getting so massive, how we can connect the dots between the data that we get from each of the customers as they level up on everything. So
Yeah, I love this.
yeah, me too.
So yeah, heck yeah. All right, well, cool. I'm gonna keep working on this, and we'll see where we're at Thursday. So
Yeah, we'll see you Thursday.
cool.
All
Hey,
right,
guys,
later, Ed.
Question real quick.
yeah,
Oh,
Ed, yeah.
Have you done any classes on like chat bots and anything like that? Customer service bots, sales bots, anything like that yet?
I have not. Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure if you had them in your videos that I haven't caught up to yet, but just another thing that's in the back of my mind. I was just kind of curious, and I meant to ask you a while ago, but just kept forgetting to. But
Yeah, we
I
did.
mean, it's not nothing like top of the priority list or nothing. Just one of those things where I definitely see myself having those on my website. You know.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys are both more. I'm more of this sponge that can't stop sucking up information than I am a doer, and that's kind of frustrating to me. But it makes me feel better when I can share the stuff from the sponge that I keep sucking up. So Ed, I often jump on calls randomly just to see who random people are, what they're teaching. So I've been on and know of chatbot sorts of trainings. So when I come across them, I'll send them to you. I'm trying to think. I feel like I just did one recently, but I will. Yeah, good to know, and I'll keep it in mind as well. And then I can just send a message to you.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Well, hey guys, see you Thursday.
All right.
All
See
right.
you. Talk
See
soon.
you later.
Bye, guys.
Later.